Ladies and gentlemen, it's Saturday and for once I'm on schedule. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 10-box boxview, providing you with the top best video games projects which have been launched this week on Kickstarter.com. Not only are we, or I am on schedule, nope, I'm also presenting the whole kind of presenting projects thingy in a complete new manner. I figured out that this whole border kind of thing and presenting some screenshots is not really entertaining whatsoever. So I decided, okay, let's put some gameplay footage in the background of whatever I feel to. I guess it's going to be Fairy Bloom Frisia, which is a Japanese indie developer game. And the screenshots and all other information will be displayed in the bottom right corner, as I did with the Chivalry kind of video. So let us get started with the first project, because we already wasted 1 minute. First project of today goes by the name of Ars Magica, which is an upcoming game by Black Chicken Studios. Probably first question of today, what the hell is Ars Magica exactly? Ars Magica is a pen and paper RPG, which is set in a historical version of Europe, basically medieval, just that all the fairy tales they have been told around in medieval are true. So fairies, angels and demons and dragons exist, and especially mages exist. And basically the whole point of Ars Magica was that you are one of those mages and you are trying to become the biggest wizard of all the time in medieval. And what Black Chicken Studio is basically now planning is to set this whole thing into a game. So what can you now expect of the game? For me, it sounds like they're going to take a mount and blade, cut out the whole sports winning and shooting arrow stuff out, but therefore implement the magic system you know from a Two Worlds, but just increases the amount of creating spells by about 100 or 1000. I don't know how many spells actually are included in Ars Magica, so I can't really tell them. And instead of having a real-time combat, it's all going to be turn-based. And there's also another aspect of the game which I find absolutely intriguing. It's actually the fact that you can overlive generations. So for example, if you're going to hire a knight, at some point he's probably going to have a wife and children, and he's going to die, and his children are going to grow up. We'll find again a wife, a man, making children, and so on and so on. And that's for 4 generations. And you just see like how your little kingdom is going to grow. That's absolutely fantastic. Of course you're not immortal, so you'll die at some point. But still, that's absolutely fantastic. I'm really intrigued with it. And I'm actually not really concerned about the fact that they may not going to do this. So let's talk a little bit about the developer of the game, Black Chicken Studios. They have brought you in total 2 games, both indie games. One goes by the name of Academagia, which is a life simulation game in which you are being invited to a magical school, like Harry Potter. It just takes you about 2 hours to actually learn how to play this sodding game. That was a bit of the awful stuff, but if you actually start to understand the game, it is absolutely a fantastic and terrific game. As well as the second one they've bought, still I can't pronounce the name right, Scheherazade, which is a visual novel adventure game of some sorts, and it's also absolutely fantastic. I still haven't it finished. They claim to be over 100 hours. Yes, it is. I'm about at 60 hours at least. I'm still not finished, but it's such a good story. I really should play a little bit more about it. I still just haven't the time to do so. So any concerns over Ars Magica? Not really, not really. If they can pull off whatever they promise, then this is going to be a fantastic game we haven't seen in a while. Currently they are facing $36,899 They are looking for a total of $290,000 and I really would say, you guys, let's make this game happen. That's going to be fantastic. We haven't seen something like that in a while. Next video game project goes by the name of Interstellar Marines, the Prologue, and is an FPS science fiction shooter. What's the story? Basically, the next step of the NATO, the ITO, Interplanetary Treaty Organization, has secretly made some colonization in the outer space. Now that they've done that, they faced a problem that they might encounter other species, so they said, okay, we have now to train a few guys to actually deal with them. And well, you're going to be one of them. You're being trained to actually be a soldier in the outer space, the so-called Interstellar Marines. And that leads us to the most essential question. Do we really need another FPS? I don't know. I mean, with Battlefield, Call of Duty, and they aren't really doing that much different. At least it's me. I really haven't been focusing around, and they are probably going to shoot me for actually pointing that out. That I find it sounds like the other stuff. Okay, they do make certainly things different. For example, they are focusing more on the whole role-playing aspect. What I mean by that, for example, you can train a stealth skill. So for example, you can reload your weapon silenter, it's more difficult to see you in dark corners, stuff like that. Also the whole simulation around, they want to do it a little bit more realistic. So for example, if you run and you get exhausted, then your accuracy drops until you're back on breath again. Also what they want to actually focus more on cooperation, so on co-op gameplay. Which, for example, it's though that a wounded friend of yours, you can drag him behind a corner and then actually choose his wands or give suppression fire, stuff like that. So I can say, yeah, I see their point, and they want to bring up the whole thing, a Battlefield, onto a new level. And that looks intriguing, and you're actually into that stuff, want to play with your friends, roleplay FPS, well then here you go. What does me concern is the developer, 0 Point Software. So let me talk about him. This game has been in developing for many years already. And the reason why it's not out, because one of the publishers, when the finance crisis was back in 2009, 2008, they said, well no, this is too risky, we're not going to do that. So they have been doomed, and basically have to... The game exists, they had the engine and everything, but they couldn't pay anything more. So, well, they've just got blocked. So they thought, okay, now with Kickstarter, and actually Kickstarter being famous, we have again the chance that this game is going to happen. It's going to be a trilogy at the end, and as I said, RPG, FPS, you like it, that's going to be your game. Talking about what they're looking for, they are looking for $600,000 US. This project has been launched yesterday on October 26th, and they are already sitting at 22,251. As they have claimed in the video, they said, okay, we actually have been working all around right now to make something like a crowdfunding possible. And I think they have done rather a good job right now already. Because they are already 22,000 US. That's quite some funds. And I mean, the funding ends in November 28th. That's still 31 days to go. I'm still just not sure if they actually can deliver us a AAA title. But we will see. Let's go on with the next project. Third project of today's list goes by the name of PULP, a strategic airship combat. Wow, a genre which barely exists. So what is PULP? Well, you are flying a sodding boat and shooting other boats from the sky, that's it. But it offers more. For example, customization is one point, so you can nearly fully customize your ship. You can say what kind of weapons you want to have equipped. This goes from cannons to ray guns. It will be mostly single player, which is fantastic. Because one of my first concerns, I saw it, wait, what? Oh god, multiplayer. No, it's not the case. You will even have probably more fun in single player than multiplayer. That's fantastic. The problem really is, it really doesn't tell you much things more about how it's going to be the quests, what else kind of stuff is going to be just shutting other boats down. So, yeah. This leads for me also to the problem that I'm not really satisfied with the game developer. The game developer goes by, or the main developer behind it is Ken Bowen, which has been working on different game titles for Game Boy Advance and recently Nintendo DS. Goes down the line for Captain America, Iron Man 2 and X-Men Origins Wolverine. I guess I have been award-winning. I never owned a Nintendo DS, neither did I a Game Boy Advance. Which is unfortunate, someone might say. So I'm not really sure how they're capable to do so. Right now, it already looks good. At least of a good graphical fidelity wise. But what about gameplay wise? Is it really that deep as they say? I don't know. So, it's certainly interesting to see something like that coming, and you should have a look at it, not being concerned. What are you looking for? Only for 25,500 compared to the project before, which we have been looking for 600,000, and they're already at 5,580. And it's still 34 days to go, so I would say give it a try. Give it a try. I mean, for $15 US, that might gain some really nice, much fun out of it. You gain some fun out of it. God, Corbbox, try it words. So let's get going with the next project. And we are already at 10.5 minutes, and we are still not yet finished. Next project goes by the name of Forced, which is developed by Beta Dwarf. What is Forced? First of all, question. It is Diablo meets Left4Dead in indie style. At least they describe it like that. And I think that's probably an accurate description. What is it now exactly? You are a character, you are fighting monsters, you are fighting them in a starting area, and co-op elements will be a part of it. For me, it sounds more like Magica with more monsters. And not the ability to kill your friends, which saddens me already. So what is going to make Forced unique? Well, you're basically creating your character and then kill as much monsters as possible. As for what I can tell, there's only one class available, human. But there are in total 4 different weapons, and each of them have 16 different skills, so there will be about millions of different combinations. Who believe that is dumb? No, more or less I always made the experience that those games, there will be an optimal selection of skills, and then you will play it all the time. Which goes for me down the line that people won't really experiment around a lot with the skills. At least that's what I think. So, what about the co-op elements? Well, they have some kind of a spirit ball. So, some quest objectives around the arena is that you have to shot this ball through specific objects. That is done by 2 players stand each at other side of the object, and then one calls for the ball flies over, go through the object, done. But all the time you have to fight monsters and not die in the progress. Sounds for me like fun. I still would like to have the element into that you can kill your friends. That's something I miss in a lot of games, actually. But is Beta Dwarf capable to do so? What have they brought you yet? Nothing whatsoever. They haven't done any game whatsoever. Forced is their first try. And for that I have to say, that's an extremely dangerous one to do so. You have no clue if that's going to succeed. That's really... If it's going to just be another boring Diablo clone, well, you're doomed. Because with Torchlight 2, Diablo 3, I guess the market is rather covered already. And Left4Dead elements... not really. Also, what does concern me more often or not, Forced is again a game which is nearly finished, so they are launching a Kickstarter campaign to only gather attention. And in generally spoken, I hate that. I despise that. Kickstarter is not here to be an advertising platform for your nearly finished game. It is a platform that you can actually be capable of creating what you are dreaming of. Not a point I hate. I seriously hate about it, which makes things really ridiculous. In the risk and challenge section, they have set up an interview. And in this interview, there's a question where basically you are interviewing the developer. And one of the questions you ask is, well, that's cool and everything, but it sounds like my pledge is a lottery. Oh, I certainly hope that all of you guys are aware of the fact that Kickstarter is nothing more than that. You're basically throwing money at the project for which you not have any clue if it's going to be, first of all, good or if it's actually going to happen. That's a fact. Asking that question in the risk and challenge section Forced, it's nice to give at least the guys a hint, but shouldn't be necessary, but I have to admit it is. So, for what are they looking now? They are looking for a total of $40,000 have so far rose 10,964. It's still 35 days to go with 480 bakers. As I said, that this game, I'm not sure how great it's going to succeed. I don't recommend any pledge above $50 because it simply isn't worthwhile. No. For that, it's for me too much of a lottery if I'm going to like the game or not. At least I can tell that for a fact. So let's get going with the next project. We are close to 15 minutes and 2 more projects to go. The second last for today goes by the name of Hero U, Route to Redemption, and was one of the projects I missed last week. This was also an October 19th launch, and I completely missed all of projects which have been launched on the day. I don't know why. Why do I report about it? Even if it wasn't launched this week, because it's fantastic. What is the idea of the game? What is it? We are nearly done. The second last project we're going to talk about is Hero U, Route to Redemption, which is a coming up RPG by the great designers of Quest for Glory, which I've never played, never heard of it, but it seems to be a good one. What is it about? Plot-wise, it's rather simple. You are a roach, you got catched by one of your thiefy things, and you end up in the Hero U Academy, in which you are being learned how you are become a hero. But as it turns out, you don't have to follow that line, and you also can enter the Thief Guild. That's for the RPG element, story-wise, what I know. So, what can we expect? I think we can expect the ordinary things of an RPG. So combat will certainly be a thing, equipment, your skills, and all that kind of stuff. It's not really much told about combat or skills. So, normally spoken, when I face a problem that I have no clue at the end what the game is going to be, I normally check the developers, cause they give you at least an intention what they have done, and for some sorts they follow the line. I mean, it same goes down like with art. An artistic person who draws pictures, who drafts images, they normally follow a line. It's now impression, or more modern one, more ancient kind of things. And that also you can adapt on games. So, as I already mentioned, those two persons who are the main developer behind this project, they have made a game called Quest for Glory, which back in these days gathered a huge attention. As I said, I have never played it, but cause looking around the internet, it seems like people really love that one. And of what I've read, I probably would also love the game, and I certainly at a later point going to play the game. Thanks to the internet, it's rather easy to get this rather old stuff. Maybe it's actually also available on GOG. I have GOG, sorry. I have to check that one later. So, what are they looking for? $400,000 in total. They are currently sitting at 132,591 with still 24 days to go. And I can so say that this project is going to succeed. And I actually can recommend it to you. My final opinion on Hero U Rouge before you go on. RPG, like I'm probably going to love it. Turn-based combat, puzzle elements, adventure stuff, I'm going to love it. And as well, the decisions who are going to impact the game. What do I want more? Probably I want to have that sheep in the game, somehow. But let's get going with the final project. So, to now bring this video to an end, my last project. Again, one of the week before projects I haven't seen. Star Citizen. I'm not really telling you much about it. Just besides of that is probably becoming the next big thing on PC. Why I am mentioning it? It's only developed with PC in mind. What does that mean? We are not restricted to the stupid console hardware anymore. We've got the full graphic fidelity. Just awesome. Just awesome. So what is the main point of Star Citizen? Star Citizen name is, as it already claims, or you may be here, it is a spaceship simulation. So you're flying with your spaceship, beating pirates, maybe become yourself a pirate, trade, have fight stuff. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Just go and check it out. It's, what can I tell you, it just looks absolutely amazing, and it sounds just out of the stretch great. Real scaling, virtual reality. I mean, you can play this game either online or offline. So you just can hop in for a game with other players around in the space, or you can play on your own, no problem. This is absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic. What they are looking for? They have been looking for $500,000 US, are currently sitting at 692,753. So they have exceeded their goals. The next exceed goal is at $750,000 US. Please just check it out. If you love PC, then you have to make Star Citizen. That's what I can tell you for sure. Regarding any concerns regarding the developer, nothing whatsoever. They have a huge experience if it comes to space simulation. I mean, they have brought you Wing Commander. Do I have to say anything more? Nope, I obviously haven't. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's me done for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the new style. If not, well, I know how you can tell me that. Press like, dislike, comment, don't comment, unsubscribe, subscribe. I mean, there's all evidence if you have liked it or not. So, that's me done. Corbbox of the 3rd Game Division, over and out.